Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to join you in passing on my commiserations to the Catholic community in Uganda and the world at large on the passing of Pope Francis, and also congratulate you and the Catholic community on attainment of a new Pope, Pope Leo XIV. We'll discuss some more when we are paying tribute, and I'm glad you have varied the order paper for that to happen. Honorable Speaker, I have a quick procedural matter that I seek your indulgence to help us deal with certain matters. This Parliament where we sit passes laws. This Parliament here, which you head, Right Honorable Speaker, we are pretty much the custodians of the Constitution, which was passed by Parliament, and the laws attendant to that. Honorable Speaker, Article 21 of that Constitution provides that nobody is above the law. We are all equal under the law. Article 28 of that same Constitution provides for a right to a speedy hearing before a court of competent jurisdiction when anybody is suspected to have committed any crime. My challenge, Right Honorable Speaker, is that continuously we see people in government offices operate as if they are above the law. And that is problematic. And this is a matter we have raised here, Right Honorable Speaker. You have made comments about it, but looks like it continues unabated. And for me, that bothers me. Right Honorable Speaker, on 27th of April, a gentleman called Edward Sebufu, many people know him as Eddie Mutwe, was abducted from Mukono where he had gone for a function, and he was missing for a couple of days. We went to file a matter before police. Police said we do not know him, and the spokesperson of Uganda Police Force said we don't know where this person is. A few days later, the Chief of Defense Forces of this country, Gen General Mao, spoke about this matter, saying, I have got this person. I am teaching him Runyankole, I am disciplining him, and so many other things that he said. Displayed a picture of him naked with bruises. Honorable Speaker, meanwhile, we were continuously, together with the family of this man and lawyers, looking for where this person is. But somebody says, I've got him in my basement. 8 days later, he's produced at Masaka Court, something that we were happy about because all along we were saying, if he has committed any offense, produce him in a court of law. He was produced in court, limping, with bruises, and all of that. 8 days. Police, which should ideally have been holding him, and only for 48 days, did not know where this person was. The Uganda Human Rights Commission, which we applauded because for a very long time we have been asking, what is the Uganda Human Rights Commission doing? They released a statement saying, Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi release this man because we know you have him. I guess because of that and a lot more other pressure, this man was freed. But my challenge, Right Honorable Speaker, is, and it's good the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs is here, the Minister of State for Internal Affairs is here. Maybe government needs to help us understand. Are there some people for whom Article 21 of the Constitution, which says we are all equal under the law, that this one does not apply to some, that some people are above the law? And finally, Right Honorable Speaker, I'm on a point of procedure. Honorable Macho, who has been in Parliament for a bit longer, knows that procedure takes precedence. So I request him to kindly relax. As I finish my procedural matter, Right Honorable Speaker, this very government official was summoned by the Defense Committee of Parliament. Honorable Speaker, this House operates through committees. And you are custodian of these committees as our leader. And when this committee summoned the Chief of Defense Forces, he said, I will not appear before those clowns. Members of Parliament, these ones whom you lead, Right Honorable Speaker, were called clowns. And the clowns, as he called them, decided to leave the man alone out of fear, because I had expected that that would be a very serious issue, which the committee would raise.
Thank you.
Even before yourself, because I don't know, Honorable Speaker, if you lead clowns, and I don't know what that would make you if you are the leader of clowns. Honorable Speaker, we want to know, are there people who are above the law? Why does a government official who is paid from the consolidated fund continue to operate as if for him he is above the law and it is okay? It is not okay, and I would like to beseech you, Honorable Speaker, as our leader, that you take this matter up. It should not be okay.
Thank you. Lob, Much you need a clarification?
Yes, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the law has given good submission saying that there are people in this country who seems to be above the law. Madam Speaker, he makes me bring up a point of clarification whether he's talking the talk, because as I speak now, the leader of his political party, I want to know whether he's above the law by him giving statements that are discriminatory to an extent that inciting public against his fellow MPs, like Honorable Ssenyonyi against Honorable Mpuuga. You know, when things happen in NRM, okay, so I'm seeking clarification whether his leader of his party is above the law that he gives his...
Honorable members, these are serious matters. Look, sit. No, these are serious matters. Let's not bring politics into this.
I'm glad, Honorable Speaker, you've ruled that he is being irrelevant by bringing politics to the political issue I raised. Thank you.
When you say that the CDF was summoned, I did not see the summon. There is only one signature in this house, in this parliament. It is only the speaker who is supposed to sign. I don't see how a chairperson of a committee can start summoning anybody, leave alone CDF, anybody. There should be a process of an invitation. Listen, honorable members, much I will throw you out. Honorable members, there must be a procedure of inviting witnesses. But let's not deviate from the real issue. The real issue is the principle of fair hearing, the presumption of innocence. Over to Honorable Mao. The human rights issue. And I want to advise you members, when you invite these witnesses, you are inviting an office. An office is not MK. There was a deputy CDF, I saw it on social media. You cannot start attaching a single person to this. It is an office. Like you find, if there is a house here, the deputy speaker is chairing. It doesn't have to be me. Honorable Mao, the issue of Eddie, who?
Madam Speaker, we are over 45 million Ugandans, and every day there are many infractions against the law. People are being killed, people are being robbed. It doesn't mean those who break the law are above the law. Thank you very much.
The court process is ongoing. What we require to do is to make sure that we expedite the process. You sit, members, sit.
Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs for stating it very unequivocally that no one is above the law. And I want to appreciate him because he released a statement in regard to this particular matter, condemning the abduction and the torture of this person called Edward Ssebufu. Away though from the letter, which I do appreciate he wrote. I don't know whether he wrote it because of the opposition politician he has been for a long time, but as a government official, we would want to know, is action going to be taken against this errant government official that broke the law? Because when a minister writes a statement saying a minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs writes a statement saying government official X, CDF, here you are breaking the law. You cannot abduct people and torture them in your basement. Release them. That's a government minister writing that. away from the fact that that is good and it excited us, what action gets to be taken against this errant government official? Or is he above the law? And that's the question that I was asking. We have now recognized he was operating outside the law.
Thank you.
What then gets to be done? Is anything going to happen to him? And I'm glad even the Prime Minister has walked in. Maybe Honorable Mao might not have an answer, but maybe he should as a minister. But the Prime Minister, who often says she's very able and she's action-oriented, is she going to take action against this errant government official called General Muhoozi in Rugaba?
Honorable members, I have never, just like when there is arrests by police, by army, I have never seen the IGP himself going to do the arrest. The arrest is done by other people. So you may not talk about the CDF now. We may need to look in depth. We may need to look in depth who did it and why was it done. But then the court process must be expedited. Next item.
The Honorable David Muhoozi, former CDF, and usually is the one who comes here because the Honorable Tafire doesn't come. He came and told Parliament that when soldiers and policemen are arresting people, they must identify themselves. General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, he said, I disagree with that minister. When I raised the issues here of deploying soldiers in South Sudan, and Parliament asked the Minister for Defense to explain, immediately the spokesperson of UPDF dismissed him. He said that one represents us only in Parliament. General Elweru there, he was called a buffoon by the CDF. One by one.
What is the procedural matter?
I am raising it if you allow me background. One by one, whether ministers, whether UPDF soldiers, whether committees of Parliament are becoming victims of CDF. So the procedural issue I am raising, Madam Speaker, whether you should not get government at the highest level to tell us, because recently he said, you opposition, you are going to beat you during elections. For us, we are Tutsi. These are serious matters that, Madam Speaker, everybody, every sane person must be concerned with. They are not matters that can just be ruled and we continue. I mean, I don't know, Erweru is about to run away. I don't know whether David Moore sits in his office comfortably. The Minister of Defense the other day was here. So we are all have become victims of this one man called Muhoozi Kainerugaba. This Parliament must find a solution.
At least for me, I'm not a victim. Because honorable members, what we need to look at, where does that information come from? On social media, anybody can post anything, anytime. Next item. Honorable members, you're going to drag, this order paper is long. I'm going to give you after he has laid it. On him, eh? Okay.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker, I have two procedural matters. The first one regards the application of our rules of procedure. I have seen in circulation and a gazette saying that we have new rules of procedure which are not accessible by members. I don't have a copy, and I don't know whether this Parliament is now proceeding under the old rules or the new rules so that we are guided properly in processing the business. The second procedural matter is that I don't remember the day, but we had asked that the regulation, the new regulation by statutory instrument, I think called the UPDF establishment, and there was a commitment from the Attorney General that that copy would be brought here, because it is the one that operationalizes the UPDF Act, and it gives potentially the CDF some powers. If Parliament, which made the law, cannot follow on that establishment to see where the powers begin and end, it may be difficult. Some of the questions asked by members here may be in that regulation. Can we get commitment and that?
Thank you.
comes here so that we can examine whether the CDF and how the army is being managed now is in order, or there is something Parliament can do to change that law. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. AG, on the issue of CDF, UPDF.
The UPDF is run in accordance with the UPDF Act. The establishment of UPDF is an administrative instrument which is used by the UPDF in setting up their structures internally. But all the powers are granted under the UPDF Act. That's where you should look.
Thank you. Honorable Mao. Honorable Mao. Let Mao first lay his...
Madam Speaker, there are some members who are above the law here, obviously, as I've seen. You can call someone to the floor, then they interrupt and say whatever they want.
Can you lay your
I'm also calling
bill?
for rule of law in Parliament. Madam Speaker and honorable members, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Amendment Bill 2025 be read for the first time. I also beg to lay a copy of the bill and a certificate of financial implications. I beg to move, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
Item 3.2, the Uganda People's Defense
Can
Forces.
I have these bills laid, then you bring your procedural matters?
Item 3.2, the Uganda People's Defense Forces Amendment Bill 2025.
Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker and honorable colleagues, I beg to lay the bill entitled Uganda People's Defense Forces Amendment Bill 2025 for the first reading.
Honorable Minister. Wait, let.
Honorable Speaker, you have even told us that we have got new rules in this House because the intention is to see that we streamline and get orderly. There is a way we ought to operate. The Minister of State for Trade, the Honorable David Bahati, has come here and he has told us that he begs to lay a copy of I do not know what. Honorable Speaker, that's not the way procedurally bills are read for the first time. The Prime Minister is here. Madam Prime Minister, why don't you organize your cabinet? Because even Honorable Bahati has just been ambushed. If your Minister for Defense is not present, you say you are always in charge. Why don't you take charge? And the reason I'm insisting on this, Honorable Speaker, is because we have seen a certain draft making circulation. Making circulation, we want to be sure what is being laid. The one making circulation, according to what we have read, actually contravenes Article 92. Oh, I'm on point of order. Prime Minister, calm down. I'm on point of order. Just relax. Eh? The draft that we have seen making circulation, Right Honorable Speaker, contravenes Article 92, which says you cannot pass a law to upset a decision of court, because the Supreme Court said civilians have no jurisdiction under military courts. That's the one we are saying.
We'll debate
what is being laid here? We need to know, Honorable Speaker.
Let it be laid. Can you get the certificate and lay on table?
Omusumba ye n'asaba n'agamba bagawukule gagende wakumuluma 13
era mbyagalire ddala pulezidenti pulezidenti wange
be twasaba bajje batusabire tebakoze eki tebalabise
tugenda kwekalakasa paka eza paka bulungi